You know,
All
Usman
right.
is gonna face Covington again in November, UFC 268. I guess it's gonna be in MSG. The first fight was very violent. The rematch is gonna be violent also. When you look at the trajectory of those fighters, both of those fighters since that fight, what type of fight are you expecting?
Well, I think that Colby Covington is going to come into this fight a bit different. The fight that he had against Tyron Woodley, he did win the fight. He did look dominant in the fight, but he was not the same Colby Covington that we've seen before the Usman fight. And by that I mean his stand up wasn't as crisp. It wasn't as persistent as it was before. It looked as if like he was trying to err more on the side of wrestling and grappling, and it could be just that he was going with Tyron and he knew how to fight him. But at the end of the day, I feel as if like when you get your jaw broken and when you get yourself separated from consciousness, that reverberates in your mind for a long time, and it takes some time to get that out of your mind. So I think there's a little bit of gun shy in there, with him, and especially the fact that he was going with Tyron, and Tyron has that big, powerful punch, and he can put him out. So going into the fight with Usman, he's going to know that Usman has the ability to put him out because he's done it before. He's going to know that Usman has the ability to break his jaw because he's done it before. So I think he's going to try to push the pace, and I think he's going to try to push the pace in the wrestling department, make Usman wrestle a little bit more, and try to see if he can get Usman to expose some of his cracks trying to defend wrestling, and then from there add in some of his hands from there. I think that's the game plan that Colby Covington's going to use. And with Usman, all he has to do is just keep on doing what he did last time. But you know, don't get so in an ego battle with Covington. You know what I'm saying? I felt like before in the first fight, there was a little bit of ego measuring in that fight, and he got caught with some good shots, but he didn't have to if he was not fighting from that like position of anger, because when you fight with anger, it kind of blinds you sometimes. And I'm not saying he fought with pure anger, but you seen he had that anger in there where he was like, stubborn about things when he shouldn't have been stubborn about things. And I look for him this fight, to continue what he's been doing in the last few fights. The last few fights that he's been doing, that he had with Masvidal and with Gilbert, he showed his evolution with Trevor Whitman. He showed his understanding for truly Trevor Whitman's game. And if you know anything about Trevor Whitman's game, it's all about the angles that he's able to create. Justin Gaethje has completely changed as a fighter, not now because he's not standing on the train tracks anymore. He's landing those big shots, and then he's getting off at an angle and then continuing the assault from a different angle where he's not in front of his opponent, where his opponent can just, throw one back and hit him. So Usman had that in his last fight, and he had that with Masvidal, and he scored a knockout. So I'm going to look for Usman to keep on just exploiting those angles. And that's the thing about it. When you have somebody who truly understand the angles, you look at a guy like Lomachenko, truly understand the angles. Those guys are hard to beat because they're not only punching, but they're making you have to think twice about what you throw, because if you throw a punch and overcommit, you can be out of position for the return.